Hi, everyone. This is Al Woods from Woods Recruiting. Today, I want to talk about the offer. What is the offer? Every student athlete who is looking to take their talents to the next level at some point in time will receive an offer. The college likes you. They may even love you. They want you. They've recruited you. They've scouted you. They've seen you play. And now they're going to make an offer. Wow. That's what you want. That's what the student athlete has been working for their whole life. Middle school, all the middle school years, all through high school. We're talking 6 years of extreme competitive athletics, grinding it out on the battlefield of play, sweating it out on them hard desks in those classrooms, studying every day to get the best grades possible, studying even more to score high on the standardized test. And now it has all come to this. Let's give a little background on the offer. Okay, so it's going to be either a full athletic scholarship or it's going to be a partial scholarship, meaning that baseball, I believe it's like 11 point something scholarships they give for 21 players, right? I mean, so somebody's not getting a full scholarship to play baseball or some other smaller level program. They're taking that scholarship and they're chopping it up and spreading the money out to the student athlete who has the most need. So this is why grades are important, because then you could get academic money and then athletic money. The two combined could equal the amount you need to cover the cost of going to college for that year. So key point, remember, it's just for that year. So whatever offer you get, full scholarship, partial scholarship, financial strong package, it's 1 year. So but it's renewable, but it's up to the coach's discretion if they want to keep you on past that year. So you're working your butt off, and then you got to work twice as hard to stay at the college level. You know, you're good enough to get there, but are you good enough to stay? There is the disappointing side of the offer that has crushed many of the lives of student athletes and their parents. So understand this. So, I mean, if you only got a couple of schools, 1, 2, 3 schools recruiting you, and their offer could be nothing. It could be a couple of $1,000s, and you may have to come out of your pocket for thousands more. That happens. That has happened to many a student athlete, and their families can't afford it. So now what is a student athlete to do? If they only have 1 or 2 schools recruiting them, maybe a third, and the offers are similar, then you're stuck. You're stuck. You have nothing. Okay? And if you have, and like most do, they delay the recruiting process and they don't get serious about it till their senior year, then you're stuck with having to either try to get a student loan, save up some money, take a second mortgage out on the home to cover the cost of what is needed for college because the offer is so low. That's why I tell everyone, if you're involved in the recruiting process, to start early, be active, be aggressive in it. Be aggressive. Go after every opportunity. Don't just rely on the college programs in your home state. Look at all the college programs in your home state and the neighboring states. Don't just rely on a few, and don't just stop recruiting because you have gotten some schools who have shown interest, and they're really showing interest, but they haven't said anything about the offer because they're looking at other student athletes. Every college program has a list of players that they want. You might not even be on their top 10 list, okay? Because if they get the player they really want, they're going to forget about you in a heartbeat. Okay, they won't even return your phone call. Everything is dead. It's over. It's done. It happens. Be aware. That's why it's critical to have as many schools recruiting you as possible. Get as many offers and let these schools know, because they're going to ask you, who else is recruiting you? Who else is interested in you? So name names. If you don't have any schools interested in you other than the one that's recruiting you, you're in trouble, because then they can just lowball you. They don't have to give you anything. That's just how the game is played. But if you've got a half dozen colleges or more who are interested in you, and all of them know it, that they're all recruiting you, they're not going to play around. They don't want, the last thing they want to do is lose you to a college program in their conference, or just lose you, period, to somebody else because they had a better offer. Okay? The offer. What are they going to offer? What are they going to give you? Ask questions. Find out up front. If it's not anything that you are happy with, it's okay to move on, but have options. Don't wait till the last minute to get recruited for college, like so many do. And then they end up being stuck. And then they end up playing college recruiting musical chairs. It happens all the time. They'll jump to junior college, try a prep school, go back to junior college. Before you know it, they have blown up 2 years of eligibility. D1 is now not an option. I mean, wow. You got to know what the offer is all about. You got to create options for yourself, opportunities, choices. Just don't settle on one school. Wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it, a perfect scenario would be if you had 20, 25 colleges recruiting you? I mean, sending you letters, text messages, questionnaires, inviting you to their camps. They're at your game when you're playing. They're not somewhere else. They're actually at your game, watching you play, wanting your transcripts. They want to get deeper in your grades. That's recruiting. That's amazing. That's what you want. That's what you've been working for your whole athletic future, your whole athletic life. I can't stress this enough. It's critical to have as many college programs as possible that know your name. It's critical. So many student athletes fall into the trap of just sinking in, zeroing in, so to speak, on a few schools. You know, if it's not Division I, then it's nothing. You know, and that's really no way to think. I mean, your goal is to go to college and get an education, okay? So many people who are not athletes have student loan debt. I remember one of our previous presidents finally paid off his student loan debt his first year as president. It took him that long to get it done. So if you're a student athlete, you're going to walk out of college debt-free. You don't want those payments hanging over your head. It'd be a nightmare hanging over your head. You want to walk out of there with a college education and be able to go and do something else when your athletic career is over. And believe me, it will end. It will end. It will come to an end. You cannot play forever. Nobody does. So what do you got to fall back on? If you don't do it, then all you're going to ever have is a minimum wage lifestyle. Minimum wage job, minimum wage friends, minimum wage food, a minimum wage car, a minimum wage place to live. Do you want a minimum wage lifestyle because you were too stubborn to look outside of Division I, or to try and do your best to get as many offers as possible? Get them all. If now, I'm not trying to say don't go for Division I, but if that's not happening, if they're not knocking on your door, if they're not coming to you, then look somewhere else. That's not a slap in the face. That's nothing to be upset about. That's nothing wrong with that. So what? The smaller level college programs don't play on ESPN. You're trying to go and play ball. You're trying to have that experience. Let me tell you something. I've been out of college for a long time, and I can tell you, I think about some of the games I played in college from time to time, or when I get together with some old teammates, we talk about the games. I'm going to tell you, the one thing we don't talk about and never, ever have talked about is what we scored on that English exam, how we did on that history test, back in our junior year, our senior year. And nobody's talking about that. We're talking about the game. We're talking about the practices. We're talking about the coach, the coaches, the teammates, the experiences we have. Nobody wants to sit on the bench their whole career. You want to play. But you won't get to do that if you don't attack this process, the recruiting process. You have to attack it and go out there and get it and get the offers. If the offer is not right, move on to the next one. Turn the page and go to the next school who is serious about you, who want you. Come on, if somebody wants you, they're not going to play around, give you some, messed up offer. But don't put yourself in a bad situation where you're backed in a corner. It's late in your senior year, and the offer is so low that you can't even see it. Don't be in that situation. All right, this is all I got for this topic, the offer. Thank you so much for listening. What I would like for you to do is leave a comment in the comment section below. I want to hear your thoughts on this topic. Your comments are the oxygen I need to continue to grow. This is Al Woods from Woods Recruiting. Thank you so much for listening.